you want to do, you have my blessing. I send you to school so you could be prepared for whatever you wanted to do. The world is yours. And they decided this is what they wanted to do, so they have my blessing.
Charles Donaldson. Yeah.
Mother is a Marsh.
Okay. My mother is Ruby Marsh. She's the eldest daughter of the family on the Julius and May Marsh.
Yes.
I went to London in '66, I think. I was the age 11. And I think with all of us, as a rule, family is a very important thing. And certainly my mother, she left school quite early to help my grandmother to look after the younger ones. And so she went out to work at, I think, age 14. I was in banking for about 14 years. I then changed to advertising and owned my own advertising business in London for 12 years. And I closed that about 6 years ago. And now I've gone back to school, studied, and become a counselor. So I work as a psychotherapist.
My name is Marjorie de la Pena.
Okay.
Yeah, from Arlington, Texas.
Okay, tell me about your
I am the
Marsh.
baby of Julius and May Marsh. I moved to Texas with American Airlines 25 years ago. So I still reside there.
So you're working with the airlines?
No, I'm retired from the airline. I'm living life now. I gave them my best years, so I'm moving on now. So I worked in New York, and then after 10 years, I went to Texas with them. The company moved to Texas, and I worked with them there. Yeah, I had 5 brothers. One in London, Herman, my first brother, and they all moved on. So I like to keep in touch with them because they were all at the reunion in 2000. And of course, they're not here now.
The original one.
Yeah, so we have to keep in touch because we are not young anymore. So we have to keep in touch because they go one by one. I just lost a brother, Fitzroy, in April. So it's really good to keep in touch. I only have 2 left, Carl and Scotty. The Marsh's family reunion, I would miss it for anything.
Okay.
We are a close-knitted family.
The Media Technology Institute at the CPTC, 37 Arnold Road, Kingston 5, or telephone 967-448224.
With the high-spirited Marsh family on HillandGullyRide as they celebrate their 3rd reunion in the White River area of St. Mary.
Cora, Gilda, Marsh, Ramsey. Okay. I was born in Labyrinth, but incidentally I grew in Portland from I was 4 years old.
Okay, so there
were 13 of us.
13?
So I went to Portland to live
So you don't know much about Labyrinth then?
Huh?
You don't know much about Labyrinth then?
No.
My daughter and her family.
Please to introduce themselves.
I'm Alison Marsh Power.
Where are you living now?
London.
What do you do there?
What am I doing? Well, I'm a full-time mum and I do some property investment and development a bit. I used to be in advertising and PR before. And these are my kids, Alexandra and Robert.
Hi.
My husband, Dennis.
Hello.
This this is my first reunion.
Really?
Yeah, and I never made it. We tend to visit Jamaica every couple of years, and we're always out of sync with the reunions. So
Yes.
this time we came back again to be here. The children are interested. They did a project recently. They interviewed my father for a school project. My daughter did. Wrote up about life in St Mary and everything. And I think it's important that, you know, we keep it alive so the children can know what their ancestors did. And you know, something, because I grew up abroad mainly. I only lived in Jamaica on and off from time to time. I'm very interested in finding out more about it. And meeting some of my relatives I didn't know when I was growing up.
Right. So where did you meet your husband?
I met my husband at work. He was my boss.
How did that happen, sir?
It seemed a long time ago now. It was, we were both in the same advertising agency, J. Walter Thompson in London. And we met there, although we never really started going out until you were later working in PR.
What part of the UK were you born in?
I was born in, well, I was actually born in Ireland, in Dublin.
What part of Ireland?
In Dublin.
Dublin?
Yes.
Right.
I lived my first 3 or 4 years of my life, I lived in Ireland. And then I lived most of my childhood in Herefordshire, which is kind of West Midlands.
Talk to me.
Alexandra.
How old are you?
11.
11.
I want to be a vet.
A what?
A vet.
A vet. You like animals?
Yeah. Robert.
And how old are you?
9.
9. Okay. So there's 2 of you in the family then. So what do you do, Robert and Marsh? What school are you going to?
Full and prep.
What you learning there?
Normal stuff.
You know much about, you heard much about Jamaica and the Marsh family? What you heard?
Quite a lot. Yeah.
Your mother speaks to you about it or what?
Yeah. About her childhood and how she grew up and how she moved to school.
Patricia Marsh Brown.
Were you here in 2000?
Oh yes, and 2004.
Right. So you've attended all the family reunions?
All of them. The Marsh family is so large and so widespread that it's interesting because you always meet a new person. You always meet new people at each reunion. So it's always interesting to come and meet and see your family, and some of them you haven't seen for 4 years or 8 years. So it's always good to come and see them again because they might live in England or Canada or America somewhere. I work with a management consultancy firm, but in Kingston, yes. And we have people who are a lot of accountants in the family somehow. Yes, and people in the entertainment industry and hotel industry, teachers, and we have a diplomat in the family.
Oh, Probin.
Yes, of course. So we have to talk about him. And this is my daughter.
Hi. Hi, I'm Michelle.
Okay, so what do you do?
Oh, well, I have my undergraduate, my bachelor's in anthropology, and let's see, I'm about to go off and do my master's in paleopathology. I did my undergraduate in Canada at the University of Waterloo, and my master's I'll do at Durham, at the Durham University in England.
What do you know about Templeton Marsh?
Right, but our branch of the family is from Retreat and Epping.
Yes.
In St. Mary, on the other side of Labyrinth.
Yeah.
So it's a coming together of the two sides of the family in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So
which
is what it is all about anyway.
Right. A cook was hard at work in an outdoor kitchen.
Right.
Who else?
My name is Millicent. Well, Millicent Marsh, French. My father was Ashley Marsh. He died in 2002.
So you're a member of the Marsh family?
Oh yes, I'm a member of the Marsh family.
Were you here in 2000?
Yes, I was here in 2000 for the first reunion. I was living in England for 42 years.
42 years?
Yes, I went there to study as a nurse midwife, and I work all over the world. I work in Abu Dhabi, I work in Saudi Arabia, I work in Libya. Yes, and I work in England most of the time, and I came back here and I worked for 2 years in KPH and Jubilee.
So you work in hospitals all the time?
In hospital, yes. as a registered nurse midwife. I work mostly as a midwife. In Saudi Arabia, when I went there, I was already used to the Arabs because I was coming, I leave Libya and went to Abu Dhabi, and I was in Abu Dhabi for 7 years before I went to Saudi Arabia. So, you know, the Arabs, they're all the same. When they are in their country, they are different when they are outside the country.
How is it when they're in their country?
Well, they abide by the rule of their country. When they come out, they let loose.
So you had no difficulty being a woman there when working?
No, well...
Did you have to cover your face and all that?
No, I didn't cover my face, but I cover my head, and I wear the barakan. And I was happy to do it. When you're in Rome, you do as the Roman do. Why do you make problem? Yeah. And that I know the reason why I was there, so I don't need to make any problem for myself.
To help people.
You see? And they respect you more when you're covered.
What are you going to eat today?
What I'm going to eat today?
You have confidence in him?
Oh yes, I'll have some of that soup because it has got a lot of pepper in it.
So why do you like pepper so much?
I don't know why, but I just love pepper in my food. I like my mouth burning when I'm eating.
Really?
Yes.
I'm her best friend.
Okay.
Yeah. And my favorite food is roast breadfruit and ackee and saltfish.
Roast breadfruit.
And ackee and saltfish.
Hope you get that today.
Holy bite, me get a St. Thomas. That's where me come from, St. Thomas.
What part of St. Thomas?
Oh, Port Morant. But we live in Pleasant Hill.
By the seaside there?
Yeah.
Millicent is my sister.
Yes.
My father, so many of us. But we get along well.
How many?
15.
15 children? That's quite an army.
Yeah.
Yes.
And thank God all of us alive. I've been coming very often for this occasion. Because a lot of the family, you don't know them. But doing it this way, you get to know them. You know, and it's good to keep connected with the family. You meet somebody out there, you don't know who they are. You know.
You can be related.
Yeah, but when they have this, you have a chance to meet everybody. You know, because even some that I met the last time, maybe if I see them now, I don't remember them, and I have to ask them their name again.
Next week on Hill and Gully Ride, we'll take a look at Templeman Marsh, the legendary ancestor of mythical proportions of the extended Marsh family originating in St. Mary. Thank you for watching Hill and Gully Ride.